Hey ho, let's go. Yes, it's Alex and Oliver again from Rock Kaput, and yes, we're doing it now. We are ranking 13 albums by the Ramones. Yes, we're not counting their cover album from 1993, but all the rest. And yeah, before we're going into it, we want to remind you, as always, please subscribe to the channel if you want to get notified when we release new videos. So, having this out of the way, we can start, but before going into it, I will give you a short bio in case you were living under a rock and you don't know about the Ramones. But yeah, some people, no, of course you know, but I'll give a short bio for the people who were born too late. So, yeah, the Ramones formed in New York City in 1974 with Joey Ramone on vocals, Johnny Ramone on guitar, Dee Dee Ramone on bass, and Tommy Ramone on drums. Yeah, and of course, those are not their real names. They made it up. And yeah, and they are maybe the most famous band with made up last names, I think. Yeah, and this is the classic original lineup. And the band helped kickstart the American punk rock scene early on with their fast, loud, and stripped down songs. And yeah, and their instantly recognizable look, and with leather jackets, blue jeans, and long hair. And yeah, their self-titled debut album came out in 1976, featuring classics like Blitzkrieg Bob and Judy is a Punk. And although they never became massive mainstream stars, the Ramones went on to become one of punk's most influential bands, releasing studio albums before they quit in 1996. And their impact on punk, alternative rock, and countless bands that followed is still huge today. And you can see them on t shirts everywhere, even worn by people that don't really know Ramones, their music. So yeah, these are the Ramones. Now we can get into the ranking. We're doing one block of three and then a block of two, right?
Right.
So okay, and this time I'm gonna start. First, I want to say how I got into the Ramones. I got into them early on with the live album "It's Alive." I bought that when I was getting more into the early punk rock. I think I was maybe 16 or 17, and knew that for quite a while. And afterwards, I bought album after album, but I did not know all the albums when I got into this exercise. Some of them, like Mondo Bizarro, were totally new to me, and I knew a lot of I knew most of the hits, but not all of the album. So okay, I'll start with my number 13, and it is Mondo Bizarro from 1992. It is the first album with CJ Ramone, and this was a strong return to a punk energy from them. It had a fresh, a very fresh sound, and yeah, it really sounds very punky. Some of the Ramones album don't sound punky at all. And yeah, I like the album. I like all of the albums. And the best tracks on it are Poison Heart and Strength to Endure. And also I like the Doors cover, Take It As It Comes. It's also pretty cool. But overall, not a highlight in their discography and one of their weaker albums, in my opinion. My number 12 is Halfway to Sanity from 1987, the last album with Richie. They had difficult recording sessions on that one. And I would say it's a solid late era album. It has a few standout classics, like Garden of Serenity is a very cool song. I don't like the. I love Debbie Harry really from Blondie, who has a guest appearance here on Go Little Camaro Go. But it's not really a very good song to be honest. And yeah, it was a very difficult album. They, as I said, they didn't get along with the producer. but the really the great songs are missing. And even I think even Johnny admitted this in an interview. He wasn't also that fond of the album. So yeah, not also not one of their best, but my number 11 is Subterranean Jungle from 1983, which was a return back then to their punk rock roots. It has a very fast and aggressive sound, but the band members were fighting on this one. It is the last album with Marky on it, before he went back in the band later on. And yeah, on the cover you can also see it. They decided to kick him out of the band before releasing the album, and yeah, the album was kind of a foreshadowing because Marky is sitting on the window of the subway, and the other band members are placed somewhere else. So yeah, it was not very nice, but I mean, Marky was an alcoholic back then, and he later admitted he totally understood why they had to kick him out at this point. It wasn't possible to work with him anymore. So yeah, yeah. And on this one, Johnny said he wanted to prove they could still play as fast as anyone. And of course they can. And my favorite track here is Outsider. It's a very cool, it's not that famous, but I think this is a standout track on this one. They cover a lot. They covered on this one I Need Your Love by Bobby D and the Boyfriends, an unknown 60s number, I think. A Psychotherapy is also on here. And you have weird songs like Every Time I Eat Vegetables, It Makes Me Think of You. Yeah, and some songs like Somebody's Like Me sounds totally like I Want to Be Sedated, in my opinion, but not as good. Yeah, I like the sound and the feel of the album, but again, not their best bunch of songs. But yeah, I still like it.
Okay, nice. I think we, yeah, it's a good start. Um, I have to admit that, yeah, I guess I probably listened to an album here and there by the Ramones before this, but not really. Most of the albums or all of the albums were basically new to me. I own a double best of CD or something like that. But and I know about the Ramones or have known about the Ramones for a long, long time. Knew that they existed in the beginning. Of course, I thought they were brothers, like probably everybody who sees them for the first time. But I think the first time I really heard a song by them was it was on a covers album by the German punk band Die Toten Hosen. I did a couple of
Mm,
videos about them. They made a in '91 they made an album with covers of all their big influences, and I think the opener was Blitzkrieg Bob. So that was the first time I heard a song by the Ramones. Yeah, cool band. I can really explain why I haven't dedicated more time to them, but yeah, better late than never, right? Um,
right.
and going through these albums, two things I want to say before. First off, while reading about the recordings, what I found surprising is how much they were struggling and fighting with each other. Because I always thought they are these goofy, fun-loving guys who are doing this just for fun, but that wasn't the case. There were fighting Joey and Johnny, who was the star and who has more control of the band, members leaving and coming back and leaving again over and over. So that was kind of a surprise for me. And yeah, I basically like all of their albums. I mean, even there are a couple of albums where they're trying different things, but I mean, they are basically the Ramones for all of these 13 albums. And yeah, mostly comes down to do you like the sound and where are more on which album are more hits or something like that. So yeah.
Right.
But my number 13, you mentioned it before, is Halfway to Sanity from 1987. Um, it's a pretty heavy album, I think, and it's on the later albums. It's not always Johnny who's singing, but Dee Dee is getting some songs, and that's the case here, and I'm not really sure I like that. I think Joey is the main voice, and he should be the main voice. Is instantly recognizable and gives them that certain something. Um, so I like the songs where he doesn't sing less every time. And yeah, this album starts fine. I Want to Live is a cool song. Garden of Serenity is pretty heavy, a little bit more serious, you might say, than they are usually. I agree on Go Little Camaro Go. It's a cool idea to have Debbie Harry guesting, but she's kind of wasted on this song.
Totally.
Yeah, and the second half, while not really bad. Yeah, to me, I think you said it. A hit is clearly lacking on this album. So it's when I listen to it, it's fun, but it's my least favorite of the bunch. On number 12, I have one of their. I guess it's one of their controversial albums. I have Dreams on 12. And like I said before, I like all of the albums. So this one, there's enjoyable stuff on here. It has the KKK, Took My Baby Away. That's one of their all-time classics to me. Love this song. Yeah, but that's about it for me. The album and the one that came before, were trying to get a little bit mainstream appeal. So it's very polished, and I think that yeah, while they're always, I mean, the Ramones are basically a bubblegum punk band, right? They have lots of pop influence, and their songs are always very accessible. So it's not really a surprise that they were going more pop, but yeah, but it's the energy of these first albums that gives them that edge, and that's to me it's lacking. And then there are a couple of songs that really annoy me. I don't like All's Quiet on the Eastern Front. I don't like It's Not My Place in the 9 to 5 world. That song doesn't, yeah, it's annoying to me. I think She's a Sensation. I don't like that one too much as well. So yeah, this album is kind of a mixed bag, and yeah, when it's on, it's okay. Like everyone, it's not that I feel the need to turn it off immediately, but yeah, when I have to rank them, this one comes out on 12. And on number 11, I have their final album, Adios Amigos. Um, Lots of songs sung by CJ. Um, I don't like that, as I mentioned before. It should be Joey all the way. It's four songs that CJ is singing, and while they are not bad, I want Joey. Couple of good tracks. Making Monsters for My Friend is fun. The Crusher is fun. Um, yeah, two covers by the Heartbreakers, I Love You, and by Tom Waits, I Don't Want to Grow Up. That's also fun. Um, yeah, it's a good album to go out, but yeah, in some instances, to me, it doesn't really feel like a Ramones album anymore because Joey's voice is missing on so many songs. So that's the reason why I have it on 11.
Okay. Okay, good. So my number 10 is probably a controversial pick. It's Road to Ruin from 1978, the first album with Marky Ramone. Yeah, it has a very strong 60s influence. I mean, yeah, obviously the Ramones love the 60s, but I don't know. I love the artwork of the album, and also it contains some major classics, but for some reason, all the classics are not don't belong to my favorite Ramones songs. And also this album is a bit less gutsy than all the albums that came before. I think in terms of intensity, it was a step back, not necessarily in songwriting. And yeah, I just want to have something to do is a very good song, but to me not a great Ramones songs. I also like I Wanted Everything. I like the Needles and Pins cover. It's very cool. I like I'm Against It. I like I Wanna Be Sedated. I really like this album. But yeah, is not to me, there is not one outstanding great song on it. So it's more of the second row great songs, and this is why I had to rank this lower because in my ranking was very much based on how many songs I really love are on the albums. And yeah, for some reason this album lacked a certain, I don't know, if there was at least one song that I really loved, it would definitely be higher. But yeah, there is something missing for me on this one. Even though I really love the album cover and I wanted to like it more, always wanted to like it more. So yeah, but yeah, my number 10, and I still like this album a lot. So my number nine is, you mentioned it before, is Pleasant Dreams from 1981. It's one of their very poppy albums, very strong harmonies. They have doo-wop influences here, totally from the 60s, very commercial directions. Yeah, and yeah, the KKK Took My Baby Away is one of their all-time greats, of course. I like She's a Sensation, actually. And I also like Don't Go. It's also a great song. I like 7-Eleven, and I also like We Want the Airwaves. Yeah, I think these poppy vibes, they fit to the Ramones, but it's also a little bit un-Ramonesy what they are doing here on this album, and not very punky. I mean, they have rockabilly and doo-wop influences, and they sound a little bit tame. Not necessarily on the KKK, but on the other tracks. So yeah, still a very good and also a very consistent album. I think it's better than Road to Ruin to me. And yeah, yeah, blocks of two we have now. Okay,
Ah,
back to you.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 10 is End of the Century, which was their attempt at, the first attempt at a mainstream album produced notoriously by Phil Spector. Um, and yeah, it's a fun album, um, but yeah, it it's even more extreme than Pleasant Dreams. And yes, it starts with "Do you remember Rock and Roll Radio?" I think that's a fun song. It has horn sections on it. That's a surprise, but it fits the song. Then "I'm Affected." Um, it's a weaker track, and Phil Spector is doing these humongous 80s drums on it, and it just sounds weird. I like Danny Says. I think that's one of their more heartfelt songs. Chinese rock is fun, so there's good stuff on it. Then side B opens with a cover by the Ronettes, who Phil Spector also produced, a girl group from the 60s, and the song is Baby I Love You, and it's full of yeah, it's basically it's yeah, there's a whole orchestra playing the song, and it just feels completely out of place on a Ramones record. Johnny wasn't even on the song, um, so yeah, it feels like it almost feels like these albums where bands play their songs with I don't know, with the London Philharmonics or something. It's just a bad fit for the Ramones. It doesn't make any sense. Um, for me, the standout track, we talked about it before, that you don't like it that much, but I think Rock and Roll High School is awesome. I like the movie a lot. Can watch that every time. Yeah, it's not all bad on this one. Maybe it was something worth trying, but in the end, it didn't really work out. End of the Century from 1980 is my number 10. And from now on, I like all of the albums. Yeah, I had kind of trouble to rank them. So my number 9, you talked about it before, Subterranean Jungle from 1983. And every time I listen to it, I think that's a fun album. I mean, it sounds like a Ramones album should sound. Um, but it's missing the hits. So every time I'm looking at the album, I can't remember the songs, and then I listen to it again and think, oh, that's a cool album. But yeah, there's this standout track missing. The most famous song on it is probably Psychotherapy. That one is great. It has 3 cover songs: Little Bit of Soul, which is the opener; I Need Your Love, which is the second track. So the first 2 songs are cover tracks, which to me is a bit too much. And then Time Has Come Today is another cover song. To me, it's one of the weaker tracks on the album. But yeah, all in all, Subterranean Jungle to me is fun. Um, yeah, but it's my number 9.
Okay. So my number 8 is another 80s album. It's Too Tough to Die. Their comeback album, their first album with Richie Ramone, and produced by Tommy Ramone again. It's a bit a heavier album for them, and some tracks have an hardcore inspired sound. And yeah, they were returning a little bit to their roots again. And yeah, I love really the instrumental Durango 95 on it. And yeah, interesting enough, my favorite song on it is really War Talk by sung by Didi. It's a very, very cool Ramones song. I mean, you don't, maybe you wouldn't recognize it as a Ramones song because Joey isn't singing, but I think it's really a great song, and it shows a little bit the hardcore side of the Ramones they had in the 80s. I mean, they also played very, very fast those in those 80s and also 90s concerts. They were really hardcore, some of them. So, but this album has really some very, very cool songs. Some could have been a little bit faster, in my opinion. So it's not. I mean, I think most critics saw this as a real return to form. In my opinion, they could have gone a little bit faster on many of those tracks, but I still like them. I like Chasing the Night or Danger Zone. Yeah, it's a really cool album, and yeah, I like Didi's contribution here very much. So my number 7 is Brain Drain from 1989. It's the last album with Didi. Um, Didi is probably my favorite member of the Ramones. Um, and it also has a very heavy sound and very strong singles. I mean, I Believe in Miracles is one of their very best songs of their late period. Pet Cemetery is legendary, of course, and I also love Merry Christmas. I Don't Want to Fight Tonight with a funny video. Yeah, I think this is really cool, and yeah, I think it's an underrated album. If
Alex,
you don't know it,
you're kind of disappearing behind something.
oh,
Now it's better. Okay.
oh, sorry. Okay, so
Sorry, I
yeah,
I you wanted to say something. Underrated album, I think you said
Yeah,
last.
it's a very underrated album in my opinion. I think Brain Drain is really really good and yeah, one of their better albums.
Yeah, our good friend Alex, Exploitation, it's his favorite Ramones album, he told me.
Wow,
This is
interesting.
it's his favorite. Yeah. Okay, so shout out to Alex, by the way.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so it's my turn, right? So
Yes. Mhm.
my number eight is their second to last album, Mondo Bizarro. Um, and yeah, going into this, I thought that their last albums wouldn't be too good. I thought they were disappointing. That's what I remembered people saying, but I don't see it that way. And I think Mondo Bizarro, especially, is a strong album. Very, I had lots of fun listening to it. Censor Shit is a great song. The Job That Ate My Brain is fun. Poison Heart is great, I think. Um, Anxiety is fun. Strength to Endure, you mentioned it already. I also like the Doors cover version. I'm not a fan of Main Man. It's another case of a song where, yeah, where they are going for a more hard rock sound, and it doesn't really fit them, so they don't sound like the Ramones anymore. But yeah, Cabbies on Crack is just fun, and I also love touring with the immortal lyrics. Touring is never boring. I mean, yeah, that's ingenious. I like it. It's a fun album. Mondo Bizarro is my number eight, and on number seven, I have an album that kind of surprised me. Is Animal Boy from 1986. Think it's a pretty strong one, and I was wondering how many because it you never hear people talking about it, and I was wondering about the great songs on it. It starts off great with Somebody Put Something in My Drink. That's fun. It's a pretty rowdy punk rock song. Um, uh, My Brain is Hanging Upside Down. Bonzo Goes to Bitburg is one of their classics. It's a great song. Mental Hell is also great. The Closer, Something to Believe in is one of their more poppy tracks. Um, and totally love it. I could understand if people say, well, that's too soft, but I think it's great. Why do I have it this low? I think on the second in the second half of the album, Hair of the Dog, Freak of Nature, Eat That Rat. These songs, they are a bit throwaway for me. So, but yeah, I think that's a pretty strong mid-era 80s Ramones album.
Okay. More on that later. Okay, my number six is you mentioned it before, Adios Amigos, their farewell album, their final studio album, and the ending era finale of the CJ Ramone era. And yeah, I think it's a very, very strong album and a great way to go down. It has a great mix of originals and also covers. And yeah, I never understood why this album was a little bit put down by critics, or it was seen like, yeah, their great era is over. They are releasing a little bit and now they are going. I think for a band like the Ramones, this was a hell of an album to end their legacy, and I love it. I've always loved it. I think the opener is great. I Don't Want to Grow Up is such a great cover. I also like the CJ contributions. I don't have any problems with him singing, and yeah, I love this album, and it's really my number six. I had to put it that high. So my number five is Leave Home, their second album from 1977. It's their second, yeah, their second studio album. It's slightly softer than the debut in a way. I think the production is a bit weaker. Also, Joey's performance is a bit weaker, but it has more musical variety. And yeah, it has some very outstanding songs. Of course, Glad to See You Go. I love that. Susie's a headbanger. Now I Want to Be a Good Boy. And California Sun is one of their very, very best covers. Commando is on it. Commando is also very, very, very great songs. Or You're Gonna Kill That Girl. Yeah, yeah, you really can't argue with that. But yeah, it's a bit tame, and I mean, I can also say this for many other songs. The versions on It's Alive are all better than on this album. So, but still a very, very good album, and my number five.
Okay. So my number six is an album you already mentioned. It's Brain Drain from 1989. I
Mhm.
think it was the first album um, that came out when I knew about the Ramones. Maybe it was even the first time I heard someone talking about them. I think it was kind of a resurgence for them back then because I think Pet Cemetery got them some airplay because of the movie. Um, and yeah, so they were a bit yeah on the news, you could say. And yeah, I think that's a strong and fun album. Uh, and yeah, I agree on the songs you mentioned. I Believe in Miracles, Pet Cemetery, and isn't there another one? Um, no. Yeah, it's fun all around. Zero Zero UFO, it's fun. Punishment Fits the Crime. Palisades Park, the cover version is fun. I'm not a fan of Learn to Listen, and I think Ignorance is Bliss is kind of same the same. So these two annoy me a little bit, but yeah, the two great songs make up for it in my opinion. So this is my number six, and on number five, and I have this a lot higher than you, is Too Tough to Die. And what I found interesting when I listened to this album, and you didn't mention it, and I have never heard anyone make that comparison. To me, there's a huge British new wave influence on this album. There are a couple of songs, I'm Not Afraid of Life, for example, um, where the vocal melodies, Joey goes in his lower register, and he has this kind of I don't know, Joy Division, Echo, and the Bunnyman kind of vibe in his voice. The production is of course 80s and a bit colder in my opinion. Um, there's another track, Planet Earth 1988, is also a bit like that. Howling at the Moon, Shalala, is also pretty 80s. So to me, you mentioned hardcore, and I agree. There are a couple of tracks here that are pretty heavy. Um, Too Tough to Die, Mama's Boy, Warthog for especially Chasing the Night is also cool. But yeah, to me, there's this kind of new wavy quality to it, and I like that, and it fits Joey's voice perfectly. I think sometimes he and I wonder. I seem to be making this comparison a lot, but here and there I was reminded of Danzig a couple of times.
Mhm.
Yeah, Too Tough to Die. I think it's a cool one. I love the cover artwork. I think that's a pretty cool shot of them. Is my number five.
Mhm. Okay, so my number four is End of the Century from 1980, the Phil Spector album. I don't know. I love many Phil Spector productions, and I think sometimes what he touches is really turns out to be magic to me. But it's a very poppy album, obviously, and yeah, they're first without Tommy, and their highest charting to this day, I think. Um, Yeah, and I think the production is great for the most part. I love Do You Remember Rock and Roll Radio? I love I'm Affected. I love Chinese Rock, the cover of Johnny Thunders. And it was actually written by Dee and Richard Hell. So Dee also wrote that with and yeah, The Return of Jackie and Judy is also a classic to me. And yeah, I also love the Ronettes cover, Baby I Love You. I also love that. And yeah, Rock and Roll High School, I was never big on that. I'm not sure why, and I've never seen the movie to be honest. And I also don't know why, but I don't know. I think I during when I was studying, I think we wanted always wanted to watch it, but it never happened. I don't know. I kind of forgot about it. So, but is it good? Should we watch it?
It's a blast. It's
Yeah,
just
really?
fun, nice 1970s, late 70s B movie classic, um, with lots of cool ideas, not just that the Ramones are taking part in it, and there are a
Oh, okay.
lot of uh, cool actors in it. Yeah, it's a fun one.
Oh, okay. Good. So, yeah, this album, yeah, I think the Ramones kind of had to do an album like this to show their influences and to show what kind of band they are because they are heavily influenced by the 60s and they really love all these very, very poppy tunes and all the 60s girl groups and so on. And yeah, I think this is a very, very cool pop album. This is a cool pop version of the Ramones with some great songs that also work in a punk context, which you can hear live. And yeah, some of my favorite Ramones songs. And yeah, by the way, Kiss have a very, very cool cover of Do You Remember Rock and Roll Radio? If you
Hmm,
don't know it,
yeah.
it's very good.
Okay. I don't know it. Yeah.
So that's my number four, and my number three is yeah, this is maybe also a very controversial choice, but I love this album, and it is you mentioned it before, and I totally agree about it. Animal Boy. It's a very, very underrated and kind of a forgotten Ramones album. I remember I think it hasn't been on streaming for a very, very long time. It's not that long on Spotify, and it was very, very hard to get also on CD for a very long time. It was not so long ago that this album reappeared. And I think it's really one of their strongest. It was a return to their punk sound. Didi wrote many songs, and Joey delivers very powerfully here. He's very, yeah, also much more powerful than the usual Joey vocal delivery. Johnny was less involved on this one, but it's really a very strong album of their late period. Yeah, Somebody Put Something in My Drink is one of their very, very best songs, in my opinion. On Love Kills, Dee is singing. And yeah, I like all of those songs. Ape Man Hop, She Belongs to Me, Bonzo Goes to Bitburg, Freak of Nature, and also Something to Believe in, again written by Didi, is a very, very strong song. And I totally agree with you. Yes, they're going pop here, but it's a great, great pop song. And yeah, it was covered by the Pretenders by Chrissy Hines, and it's really a kick-ass version that is, yeah, it's probably better even than the Ramones version. And I mean, if Chrissy Hines covers your song, that's really something. I think, and yeah, her version is amazing, really. And there is a very cool compilation called "We're a Happy Family" from the 90s. And it's really a kick-ass Ramones cover compilation by many famous artists like Rancid, U2, Pretenders, Green Day, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Tom Waits,
Pearl
you
Jam is
name it.
also on it, I think, right?
Yeah, I think Eddie Vedder is
Yeah.
covering them with the band from Seattle called Zeke.
Okay, yeah. Mm,
But almost Pearl Jam, yeah. But yeah, it's a kick-ass version of I Believe in Miracles.
okay,
Yeah, very, very cool. Yeah, that's my number three, Animal Boy.
okay. Yeah, I guess my top four are a little bit boring. I have to admit it. My number four is Road to Ruin, and I see where you're coming from, and I basically agree with you. Um, but I still think these first four albums are also infectious and fun. And yeah, Road to Ruin is probably um, the lesser version of that early Ramones run, and it leads right into end of the century. You hear it around the corner a little bit with this doo wop and girl pop and R&B influences in the song, so they are a little bit softer. But still, I think it's just the perfect power pop fun album. Yeah, I just want to have something to do is great. I love Needles and Pins, as you mentioned. I wanted everything is great. Um, I want to be sedated. I love that one. To me, it's one of their all-time classics. So that's the standout track for me on this album. Uh, Go Mental, like that one. Questioningly is a ballad, and I think it's a wonderful song. It's a long way back, another DD track. Yeah, I think it's a very good album, and it's my number four. And on number three, and this might be up for debate. Maybe I get lynched or I get threatened via comments. I don't know. I have the debut on number three, and yeah, I would. I mean, conceptually, it's probably their best album and the most daring album because, yeah, I mean, it's this raw, unfiltered Ramones thing, songs clocking in between 2 and 2.5 minutes. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. And all of the songs have basically the same tempo. So it all almost feels like this is just one song, and uh, and this is kind of cool, and no one did it like they did it, and it's great. But I think they refined it a little bit on the albums after, and that's the reason why I have it on three. Yeah, lots of hits on it. I mean, the first three tracks, Blitzkrieg Bob, I love Beat on the Brat. Judy is a Punk. Uh, Chainsaw is super weird with this Texas Chainsaw Massacre, uh, which doesn't make any sense in the lyrics. Now I want to sniff some glue. What I think is funny, there are two songs with I wanna in the title and two with I don't wanna. I thought that was funny. So I don't want to go down in the basement is also a great title, and I don't want to walk around with you. Um, I think the B side, and that's one of the reasons why I have it on three, isn't holding up to the first side, but still Havana Affair is a great song. So I don't want to walk around with you. I mentioned that one. Yeah, so Ramones, the debut from 1976, is my number three.
Okay. So my number two is what I actually thought would be my number one before going into this. But after, I mean, I had this thing with how many great songs are on the album, how many songs I really, really love on the album. And this kind of lost to my number one. That's why I had to place it on number two. And this is Rocket to Russia from 1977. It's really peak early Ramones. It's a great album. It has a strong surf rock influence, and it's the last album with Tommy Ramone on drums. And yeah, it's I think for many fans it is their number one, and I can totally see why. It's a great album, and it has a great production. I think it has the best production of the first four, and it has Rockaway Beach on it. We talked about it on this show before. One of my favorite Ramones songs. Here Today, I Don't Care. Sheena is a punk rocker. Teenage Lobotomy. Do You Wanna Dance? I mean, the covers here are so great. Surfing Bird, the Trashman cover. Yeah. Locket Love, Creatine Hop. Yeah, it's really peak Ramones, but my number one is my number one for a reason, and it is their debut from 1976. I think, yeah, it delivered the blueprint for the US punk. Was very raw, very fast, and a minimal sound, recorded in a few days. And yeah, I think the songs here are so strong. Yeah, Blitzkrieg Bob, Beat on the Bread. I want to be your boyfriend is a great song, in my opinion. I think what is not often talked about when you talk about the Ramones is their lyrics, because they are so simple, but they are so relatable to everybody. And I mean, they are simple, but they are not stupid in a way. I mean, some songs are really, I don't know, it's just a stupid lyric, and yeah, maybe everyone can relate. But I think in all of the Ramones songs there is some truth to this these simple lines, and I think any teenager can relate to it. And yeah, and also this simple, stupid teenage love songs. I think they are really great, and they are really hitting a mark. And combined with the Ramones' energy, yeah, I think it hits your teenage self, and you go, yeah. So yeah, and they have a lot of cool songs on here. 53rd and Third, covered by Metallica. All Let's Dance, it's cool. And maybe one of the best songs on here is Today Your Love, Tomorrow the World. I really love that one. So it's a very cool sentiment in the lyrics, and yeah, I think they are one of the Joey's strongest lyrics. And yeah, I have yeah, I love the debut the most. I found this out when going through this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but, I mean
uh,
it's legendary debut. No,
yeah,
no doubt about it. Okay, so my number two is Leave Home. Um, and yeah, you said it perfectly. It's a little softer than their debut album, but yeah, there are so many great and fun songs on here. It's to me it's undeniable. Glad to See You Go, Gimme Gimme Shock Treatment, Carbona Not Glue. Susie is a headbanger, not that big on Pinhead, but it's also fun. Swallow My Pride is a pretty cool song. I love Commando, which has a pretty silly lyric. I mean, eat kosher. First rule is the laws of Germany. uh, Second rule is be nice to mommy. Third rule is uh, something with commies. I don't know. And fourth rule is eat kosher salami. I mean, yeah, that's the law to live your life by, right?
yes,
And yeah, I think Commando is one of my favorite songs. You're Gonna Kill That Girl is also amazing. Um, Leave Home from 1977 is my number two, and that leaves Rocket to Russia as my number one. You thought you put it on number one. I did it, so you can make peace with your decision.
yes,
um,
that's
yeah, Cretin Hop, Rockaway. I love Rockaway Beach. Sheena is a punk rocker. We're a Happy Family is a pretty cool song, and that's a song I think where what you just said about the lyrics fits perfectly because it seems silly. It's short and it has this goofy melody line, and most of their songs seem to be like nursery rhymes, right? The lyrics are so simple, but there's a lot of depth in them, and humor, and yeah, and We're a Happy Family is a pretty bitter song, actually. Teenage Lobotomy. I'm not a fan of Surfing Bird. I heard way too many covered versions of that one, but I Can't Give You Anything, also great. Why Is It Always This Way? Um, it's a, like I said, it's a little bit more of a refined version of what they did on the debut, with these 60s influences a little bit more in the foreground. But that's why I love it so much. One thing I found out, and I wasn't expecting that, to me, Joey was always this kind of goofy, weird looking guy with this. I somewhere I read a description of his voice as an adenoidal honk, and I thought that's very fitting. It sounds as if he's kind of congested in the nose, or if he's got swollen lymph nodes or something. And it's a weird voice. He looks weird. But man, he's a great singer, and he does so many different things with his voice throughout the career. Uh, and yeah, and he's maturing over those I don't know, yeah, 25 years or something. Yeah, didn't expect that, and that was kind of a surprise. Had lots of fun with these albums. Rocket to Russia is my number one.
Good choice.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think Joey is also an incredible melody writer. I mean, they really stick to their formula from the start until the end, with a few minor excursions, I would say. So
Yeah,
that's really cool. And I think in the liner notes of "We're a Happy Family," I remember one sentence that was really fitting, and I really loved that. I think it was written by Stephen King, and it said, "Some bands are tough enough to make it with three chords,"
yeah, yeah.
and that's really cool.
I mean, they made a lot with these three chords. That's true. Yeah, and what I also think is cool about them, and I think what people love about them, is that they have this very, I mean, they had this very strong image right from the start, but it never seemed fake or made up. It it
No,
was and it was clever, because there wasn't too much around this image, right? These guys in these outfits, so they weren't giving themselves weird backstories or something, but this image was enough, and they filled it out, and it adds to the mystique of that band, right? With the names, of course. So yeah, ingenious.
yeah, that's right. I never thought about that. Yeah, they really kept yeah they kept they were kind of real.
Yeah,
The image always fitted, and they were keeping it real all the time. Yeah, right.
yeah. Nice. So let's wrap it up, right?
Good. Yeah. If you have anything else to say?
I'm fine.
Yeah. I think we said it all. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give us a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to watch more of our videos. And yeah, see you soon on Rock Kaput with a new episode. So,
Bye
bye
bye.
bye.